the cloud. All right, we are recording. Okay, so what I want to share with you guys today is a tool that will help you build a strong foundation, reach your goals, and have a tracking place. Because when you have this business, you want to treat it like a business and it'll pay you like one, right? So I've heard in the past, treat it like a hobby and it'll pay you like a hobby. And that quotation word that is for real quotes, because do hobbies pay? No. So if you don't want to get paid like a hobby, then don't treat it like a hobby. And when you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. And so, so I'm going to go over the 2020 sheet. Now, if you're like, okay, I've been in for years, I've seen the 2020 sheet, have no fear, right? So we keep getting better and better. And it has been simplified for a digital world. Are you excited? So I'm going to share that with you. So there's going to be some things, but I do want you guys to be interactive. So don't wait till the end, because y'all who know the 2020 sheet, there's a lot of info on there. And so if you have a question about something, like unmute and speak up, right? Because it'll be way too much to save it till the end. And also, the other segue before we get into the nitty gritty of the 2020 sheet is this. I had this kind of like simple thought. We are going for stars and cars. Like that is the fun of Mary Kay. Star consultant prizes every quarter. Car qualification. Who doesn't want to drive free? Sam, you're driving a car right now while you're listening to this Zoom. Wouldn't you want that to be a free car? Right? I mean, who doesn't want a free car? I mean, like, this is a crazy world that we live in Mary Kay, that can be a reality. So the thing is about stars is Mary Kay has the program already set up that when you reach 600 wholesale, they're going to give you fun jewelry, right? This is the bee jewelry from last year, all the different themes. So this year the theme is sparkle, but there's going to be a gift for you when you reach 600 wholesale. Excuse the ringing phone in the background. Each month that will lead to star. So there's already a monthly focus from the company. There's a monthly focus from the company for cars because that's team building. And Cindy does recognition for those who are team building each month. So there's already like prizes and incentives for the monthly win. But we know if you only chase things for a month, like as in a monthly time frame, you only have 12 chances to win, right? 12 chances to reach your goal. And 12 opportunities to win in an entire year is not a lot. Because we don't really win them all as far as like the top goal of what we have. And so we got to give ourselves more opportunities to win. And so when we make our wins here on the unit level weekly, right, the monthly stuff will come. If you chase down a week as if it was you were earning your car, if you chase down a week the same way you might chase down that 600 wholesale prize in the last day of the month, because daggone it, I'm not going to let this month finish unless I earn my jewelry. And everyone knows that they've been in a position like that, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so far. It ain't going to end. I'm going to earn it. If we chased our weekly goals like that, like Saturday ain't going to finish until I hit this goal, I promise you, you will automatically be a higher star. You will be hitting car production with your team because you've shortened the time frame where you got that gritty determination and you increase the number of opportunities for you to have a win, right? So because of that, I'm like, all we're focusing on is the week. And how do we focus on the week? It's with the 2020 sheet. So I'm going to be sharing the screen. Y'all ready to interrupt if you have questions? You're good? Here we go. We're also going to be sharing, just so you know, from our phone, how to make fast links on our phone. So that's going to be coming after this. But let me go ahead and share. I think just the screen. How does that work? Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so on our website, brightfuturefamily.net, I'm just going to where you can find it. So if someone's brand new, they know where to get it. So we know we go to consultants, and then we scroll down under taking action, under tracking and promos. Oh my word. My phone never rings at my house. What in the world? And then 2020 vision scoreboard. All right, so this is a PDF. Oh gosh, okay, I can zoom here. Does that help a little bit, guys? To see a little bit bigger if you're on your phone. Okay, so a couple of things that are maybe different. I do have a reminder up here that this 2020 scoreboard, in order to use it the best, this is a one-stop sheet for everybody. On Wednesday night, text a picture of your progress to me, because the best thing we can do is be in touch with each other during the week and make it a proactive tool versus a reactive tool, right? So this isn't after the week is over, what happened, but in the middle of the week, how can I help you reach your goals? Then on Sunday, you're going to submit your results through a link. Yay! I'm going to tell you more about that link in a second. And it's really, really simple. And that's how all of your MK bucks are going to be tracked. It's how I will be able to give recognition on our Zooms. Everything is going to be in that link. And then, of course, I want to see a picture of it after it's over. So your why, oh, I just realized, something didn't save correct. It's okay. But underneath my why, before you print it out, it just said long and or short-term goals. So it could be the big goal. It could be the BHAG. You know, it could be I want a log cabin to retire in that you're saving for, or it could be I want to pay the electric bill and surprise my husband this week. You know, so oh my gosh. I think someone's trying to reach a kid or something. I don't know what's going on. Oh my word. Okay. Then this green box, this is for the end of the week. So that's pretty awesome, or obvious what to do there. Okay, then this is new. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Okay, so what is most important to do is to figure out what is your income producing activity goal before the week starts, and then have a plan of how to reach it. So I'm going to scroll down to the IPAs so you can kind of see that. I can see you guys over to the side, so it's hard to see. There we go. Okay. Down here on the bottom right is the income producing activities. Okay. So these are the things that truly you do in your business that will move you up and make you money. So having a party is 3 or more people trying on products all at one time. Sometimes we do faces, sometimes we do double appointments. And so if you're doing a face, they don't go down through the wayside. They'll count, but they'll only count as an income producing activity when you've done 3 or more. Does that make sense? So if you do a face on Monday, a face on Tuesday, a face on Wednesday, that's still together only 1 IPA. That's a lot of time spent on single faces when you could try to group them together and have less time, more bang for your buck. 2 new bookings. So 2 new bookings would actually be selling appointment bookings. Okay, so for a booking for you to share the product, and it is actually the appointment, not necessarily the person at that appointment. Does that make sense? So if you book tomorrow a Facebook event, that's the booking. And then if you invite your friend Sarah and she says yes, that's great. And then you invite your girlfriend Erin and she says yes, that's not 2 new bookings. That's 2 people coming to your 1 booking. Does that make sense? Because it's a booking is an appointment time. I can still see y'all's faces off to the side, just so y'all know. Okay. And then team building, that's just like heart to hearts, sharing about the opportunity. New team members who say yes and come on board. Following up people that we've shared with. Coaching the appointments that you have up, coming up. If you sell 100 or more in a day, that does not include tax. So sometimes you have an $80 sale. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm only $20 away from a grand day. Let me count it. And then this one right here, I talked to Angie today and she clarified for me because I was like, how do we do this in this virtual world? 5 new contacts or surveys. Because in the non-virtual world, when we would be like shopping and being social face-to-face with people, we would have surveys and hand them over to people with a paper and pen. I'm thinking nowadays, that might not be happening so much. We'll see in the future of actually giving someone a pen and a piece of paper to fill out. But a new contact could very easily be, like she said, like maybe you see someone on Facebook that says, do you want me to stop sharing every now and then? Oh my gosh, just to see faces, just a little bit better. You don't just stare at a piece of paper the whole time. You know, what if on Facebook you see someone post that goes, oh my gosh, I don't know, I just burnt like crazy or whatever, you know, to reach out to that person and be like, girl, have you ever heard of our after sun replenishing gel? Like that is a new contact. It's not a booking, but you just created a new lead and a new contact. Does that make sense? So I was like, oh yeah, that's totally what it would be in the virtual world. So I kind of got excited about that idea. So, okay. So those are all IPAs. And then over here, depending on what your goal is, if your goal is to earn a free car, then right now, 15 or more IPAs in a week. Okay, so this is where we're going to be proactive versus reactive. This, you guys, is the kicker to having a successful business and reaching your goals. If you are more in like the middle there, where you're like, heck, before we can talk car, let me move up to red, or let me move up to Starlight or something. That's 8 to 14 IPAs in a week. And then a sparkler is someone who's, we're building, we're starting, but we're not like, pedal to the metal kind of thing. So that would be 4 to 7 IPAs. So at the beginning of the week, remember, we're still up here. What's my IPA goal? So you can set it. Let's say you say my goal is 10. I want to be somewhere in that middle of the red and star category. Well, then I got to figure out where are those 10 going to come from? Because they're not just going to show up on their own. So you may go, okay, well, if I hold one party, that's one IPA. If I book 2 new, that's 2 IPAs. If I have a heart-to-heart with 2 of those people from the parties, that's 2 more, right? So now I'm at 4 IPAs. I don't know if they're going to sign, am I willing to gamble that someone's going to sign up? Maybe that makes me a little uncomfortable, but I know I'm going to follow up. So that's 2 more, that's 6. I definitely got to coach those parties. So that's 7, 8. I'll probably sell 100 or more in a day, just like customer service. That's 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can hit 10. And so you can map out in your week, when am I going to do all this stuff? But now you're chasing this goal versus, I wonder what I'm going to do today. Is there any questions about that? Y'all are good? Okay. So once you decide, or maybe you're like, you know what? I don't even have like stuff in the lineup or whatever, like I've got to have contacts, like I got to reach out to a ton of people and see if they've ever tried Mary Kay before. You may have a ton of contacts that you reach out to people, or maybe you're having super sales because you already have an existing customer base. So you can create the 10 however you want. Then that ain't just going to happen on its own. So up here, booking focus work time like it's an appointment. It's really easy to book appointments that we keep and hold. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I'm going to keep it and hold it, right? You guys have the Zoom on Mondays. You keep it and you hold it. It's at 8 o'clock. When we have appointments, we keep them and we hold them and we figure it out. Sam came on Saturday to the studio, right, to watch the Cindy Williams. That was an appointment, right? And so she figured it out. If I have this appointment, this is when I'm going to drive. This is when I'm going to come back. If I have a Zoom Facebook live event with a customer scheduled on Friday night, it's an appointment. I keep it. And when stuff is crazy in the house, I still keep it, right? So if I don't have an appointment with myself to book or to follow up my customers, and the crazy in the house happens, guess what? The crazy in the house takes over because I didn't have an appointment to keep. And then all of a sudden a week goes by and I have my crazy to count on, but I don't have the goals reached. Are y'all following me? So we've got to have appointments with the work, the ahead of time work. And so that's what this is going to be. So let's see what this work stuff is. So over here, games are won by those who focus on the playing field. Okay. So when you focus 20 or more minutes of work time on one single area of your business at a time, and uninterrupted is not a word that should be overlooked. That should be one that you like hold tight to. Like, I got to close the door, or I need to unplug the phone in my office. That's an interruption. I need to learn to unplug the phone in my office. I mean, really, do I even need it in here? I really don't. Why is it in here? I don't know. So I'm just saying. So uninterrupted work time. The dog can't be at your feet, right? The kids know, don't talk to me for 20 minutes unless there's blood spewing out. You can figure it out on your own, Okay, and then booking is one work time of focus, 20 minutes. And we know, because we've done it before, that usually in 20 minutes, you really start getting your groove at the 20-minute mark. Those of us who have done booking blitzes before. So if you're able to do a 20-20 all at once and actually make it a 40-minute time where you book and then keep booking for 40 minutes, hello, that was good quality work. Service and selling, that could be following up customer service, just reaching out about things like hydrogel, sunscreen, new foundation shades in the summer, whatever. Coaching, obviously you have to have the bookings in order to coach. And then team building, setting up heart-to-hearts, you know, following up, sending out the link for people to watch the video. That's all team building activity. Take it for 20 minutes at a time. And what will happen is, let's say you're like, oh my gosh, I only have one person to reach out to for team building. That's not going to take 20 minutes. Well, give yourself that 20 minutes and go, okay, that took 2 minutes to reach out to the one person that I have set up. I've got 18 minutes left. Guess I better ask some new people. Right? And so it's going to make you get creative. It's going to make you get courageous, you know, to do those activities so that you truly get to 20 minutes of this is all I'm focusing on. And then this is the perspective I want to give to you guys. So when you add up all these different little 20 minutes, that's only 4 hours of work in a week. 4 hours. That's it of uninterrupted focused time. Talk about this is still a part-time business. I mean, does that like blow y'all's mind? You go, wait, I haven't been having that many minutes of 20 minutes or those many time slots of 20 minutes on, you know, focused time. What have I been doing? Can you imagine how far I'd go if I did this, you know, all in 1 week? Okay, so this is all still activity focused. If you, again, just kind of look at the whole thing at a glance, we've got activity on the top and then the results on the bottom. So activity, though, is going to drive the results. So let's stay on there just a little bit longer. Okay, booking is a lifeline of my business. We used to have all the empty circles in there, but in all reality, we know that that wasn't a lot of room to write. And I know for me, like I like to write their names and it was kind of squishy, and we kind of all have our own systems. And it seems like a lot of us have now been tracking on the back of the sheet. So just turn this sheet over and write on the back, or use a notebook or whatever, however you want to do it. This is a suggested system for following through. You might do circles with lines and shades and all that kind of stuff. Kelly, I know, uses highlighters. And so as people keep using this, you know, see what works. But this is the key with booking. This is the lifeline. So this is really important activity. Booking attempts count if they are spoken. And spoken can happen 4 different ways. I really need to see. Hold on just a second, because maybe something's going on. Okay, please. Hold on. Hey! Kyle! Get this phone call! You can talk to 18-year-olds like that. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, I forgot you guys can't see my face. All right, good. Okay. All right. So, where was I? Booking. Oh yeah, if they're spoken. So conversation that's on the phone or in person. You might be seeing someone at a store or calling them on the phone and they actually answer. It's also spoken if you do a voice text, right? That means you hold your button of the microphone and you're actually talking into the text. Or you called them and you left a voice message. So there's lots of different ways to convey your voice, right? Or you text a booking script to them, but here we go. It's to an individual and you have to have an additional follow-up text. Oh my gosh, you guys, because most people interpret that first text that you just sent it to 1,000 people. It's easy to ignore, or they get it and they're in the middle of something and they just can't even comprehend a calendar date, what you're asking them to do. And so they go, I'll get back to it later. And then they forget because it gets buried. So if with text booking, that additional follow-up text, that's the quick one. And I do it with you guys too, right? I send out something that's like, hey, watch Heidi Gelzer, right? And then it was like, it's coming on an hour, are you watching? You know, or, hey, it's time to sign up for PCP. And then there's another one that goes, did you get the text? Because I didn't hear back from you, you know. And then I'm telling you, everyone always is, well, not everyone, it's never everyone. It's never everyone. Y'all hearing me? It's never everyone that replies. But the number of replies increases a ton with that quick second follow-up that's just like, hey, did you get that? Because I haven't heard back from you, kind of thing. Okay, so let me go back to sharing. Okay, so we're gonna track it on the back and you can use highlighters or whatever, but with this little system, it's like, okay, slash, I spoke to them, I sent them a text, something, and then another slash, boom. If I left them a message, I still send a text that says, hey, I just left you a voice message, right? Or, hey, did you get my text from the other day? Then if there actually is interaction, it gets half shaded in, because interaction doesn't always mean it's going to turn into a yes, right? But you know there's some kind of life happening there. And then a solid circle, it means it's booked. And so you can have all your tracking on the back. And then number of new selling appointments booked. If you set it up, that's fine. It's a new appointment. And then you start inviting people. So the people you can list here just to kind of see them. Okay. And then 1 degree a day makes all the difference. If you're a little bit newer, you may not have seen this before. This could be an entirely new training, couldn't it? Oh my gosh, I'll try not to spend too much time on this. But degree, basically, you guys, look, I made a new little picture. I just have to tell you, you guys know I love symbolism. 1 degree, obviously, you know, we think of like the thermometers, right? Going up. And Lord knows in the summer, 1 degree does make a difference. But our future is so bright, we gotta wear shades. Oh my gosh, do you not want your future to be hot and bright and smoking, right? So part of that comes from your daily degree. And when these 6 things are done each day, it will make a huge difference in the balance of your life. So starting your morning with devotional time, whether you're reflecting, praying, meditating, whatever. And then you can do your own little symbols in here just for accountability. It is interesting, and those of you who've done this in the past, to see where you start to see trends of blanks. My trend of blanks used to always be next to exercise. I'm like, daggone it, I gotta get exercising more. Or you just start to see, get booking, pump the heart of my business. I mean, it could be 1 booking attempt, you guys. Just 1, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? Well, a booking a day, even if you got 1 in, you're like, daggone it, I got to get a whole degree. I at least have to ask 1 person, right? And then you mark off your G. Repeating your vision and affirmations or your power statements, that comes from the limiting beliefs training. That stuff that will stir your soul. Educating yourself, that could be listening to something like Darren Daily or the MK Learning app, anything where you're plugging in. And then expecting excellence is the night before you go to bed, making a plan for your next day. All of these things do not take much time. I think I do have a separate training on all of this, but just tracking it here, you'll see, oh my gosh, that's an area that I need to grow in. And just so you know too, everyone who has ever attempted to do these 2020 sheets on a consistent basis, it's a miraculous week if the whole thing is filled out from top to bottom. Amen. Amen. I'm just saying it. Do not put the bar so high, like I didn't fill out this whole sheet, and so this 2020 sheet doesn't work for me. Don't fly. I mean, you could have like, well, this week I at least did this part. Yeah, some of it is, there's a habit being created with where do you keep it? Right? So who was it recently that put them all in a binder? Because everyone started doing that now. Not all of them, but they did like a quarter's worth or a month's worth. And then it was always in a binder and they could find it. Or folded in your purse or tucked in your calendar. Like that's a new habit to learn, to be aware of it, of marking on it, of not forgetting about it until it's Saturday night. These are all things that are part of the process, but they're the necessary part of the process to make this work. And this is what I'm going to tell you too. We got away from it. Just everyone got, quarantine was just crazy, right? COVID is just crazy. We just got, everything kind of got, blah, blah. But in this new year, when I'm like, you know, hearing people who were successful and this is what they did and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I even heard on this past Saturday, Randy said, because they just had a stellar year. And she was like, we just focused on how many people we exposed to the products. And I'm like, oh, exposed, we forgot about that word. That's what we do. And then I found our 2020 sheet. I'm like, it's right there. We haven't forgotten about it. We just haven't been using our tool that we know we have and that it works, you guys. And the other thing is, don't let yourself think, well, I don't do paper, I do digital. Okay, well, this paper is the tool of everything to track all in one place. Let me just tell you, 20 years of tracking sheets, the beauty of this thing is it's everything all in one place. Because there was a time where we had 10,000 tracking sheets and we all went crazy. Yes, you can raise your hand on that one, right? I mean, it was just like, oh, where tracking sheet does that go on? What tracking sheet does that go on? So hold on just a second. Emergency or no? Okay, well, that's not an emergency, so I can figure that out later. Okay, so you just get in the habit of doing it and don't give up on it, right? And so because I'm going to keep talking about it, anyway, That's why distractions are bad, because it takes a long time to get your brain back on track. Okay, so let's go to results, because there's a few things in there that I want you to see. Okay, so in the middle, these are just little reminders of expose and expand, because that is our mission, to expose with our products. And this is a quote directly from Mary Kay Ash. Today, I'm going to help a lot of people to own something that will make them happier, more comfortable, and will fulfill a need. And then expand. This is kind of more team building. We do have a mission to share our lives and our energies, our hopes, our dreams, our superior products, and our beautiful, abundant way of life, right? And so this is just a little reminder that this is what we do. We expose, we expand, we expose, we expand. So this we really don't have to spend a lot of time on because it's just tracking. So as you're seeing faces, list the names and you can put more on back. And then when it's over, put in the total, virtual or in person. You like that addition? Okay, and then your sales goal, depending on what do you want to reach. Do you want to reach the diamond ring level? Mary Kay Court of Sales, if you want one of these diamond rings at the end of the year, that's $800 weeks consistently. Do you want to reach Cindy Williams Court of Sales, or I guess it'd be Mary's Court of Sales now, right? Then that would be 400 weeks. And the star consultant, everything we just talked about with stars, is $300 weeks consistently. So you just set your goal. Your goal may also be based on personal things. So today, Angie and I were talking, and she said, I want to use money this week for this bill and this person and blah, blah, blah. And she added up. And some of the things you guys were like 22 and 12 and 150. Like she just kept adding up the things that she wanted her Mary Kay to pay for. We had that number, and then once you have that number, you multiply it by 2.5, 2.5. So she had what she wanted cash to pay for. We multiplied it by 2.5, and that gave her a sales goal of 645. That was her magic number. So I said, okay, that's what you put at the top. You put at the top 645, and you would write that right there. And then, like, let's say it's Monday. Maybe nothing happened on Sunday. On Monday, she sells 120. So I'd write minus 120 right here. So then we go next to here. What does that leave you with? 645 minus 120 is 525. So she has 525 to go. And then on Tuesday, she sells something. She subtracts it and she has something else left to go. And so every day and every night when you update it, you'll see what you have left to go to reach your goal by Saturday night. And then you have your total sales before tax. So I'm going to explain why these 8s and 4s are bolded in just a second. Team building connections. That's basically anything that has to do with opportunity, team building, like new consultants on your team. I did make this change up here. New selling appointments booked, because sometimes that was confusing. People are like, well, if I book a heart-to-heart, does that count? Well, it counts towards ultimately having this part filled in, right? Because you have to book a heart-to-heart in order to share it with someone. And then as you have new team members, of course, celebrate and put them down there. And here's a reminder of the bumblebee. So 24 qualified at the end of the year, and you'll earn your B. And then we already talked about the income producing activities. So I'm going to tell you why the 8 and the 4 are highlighted, and then we're going to show you these quick links of where you can submit all this stuff for MK Bucks and tracking. So I love 8 and 4, and you guys know that already, because score with 4, set with 6, great with 8, right? That stuff has been around for a long time. Even before that, I had promos that had to do with 4 and 8, 4 and 8, 4 and 8, score with 4, great with 8. It sticks in my head. And so I'm like, well, let's let it keep sticking in y'all's heads too. So, but there was a source of the 4 and 8, and I'm going to share that with you because you might not know about this. But here we go. Let's see. There is a book called The 4-8 Principle by Tommy Newberry. So this is actually on Amazon. You can see it's pretty darn affordable. Right now, it's only $12 if you want to get it quickly. And FYI, a little side note, if you don't know about Amazon Smile, it is the exact same thing as Amazon. Y'all, like, give me a head, like, if you're like, I've never heard of that, make a notion if you've never heard of that. All right. Okay, so I'm teaching someone something new. So Amazon Smile it's Amazon. Everything looks exactly the same. It's the same shopping, but you have to go to smile.amazon.com first. And when you go there, it'll have you pick, like right here, I'm supporting Thomas Jefferson Elementary. That's the kids' PTA. So every time I make a purchase, part of that money goes to, look at that. As of now, I've only donated $30, but hey, it's not $30 that came out of my checking account because it was money that I was going to spend anyway on Amazon. But You can, there, almost everything is in there, you guys. Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation is in there. It's unbelievable. So never go shopping on Amazon without going to smile.amazon first, because it's some of their profits that they give to those things. So the 4A Principle basically is a book by Tommy Newberry, and it's based off of, I'm going to show you if I can click on it, Philippians 4:8. Okay, and so Philippians 4:8 says down here, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So the whole book is about joy in your life based on what you think about. So just a little plug, but we live in a society bent on nursing old wounds and highlighting what is wrong with just about everything. And so we just have grown accustomed to viewing the world and our lives and ourselves through a lens of negativity. And negativity stands in direct contrast to the passionate, purpose-filled people that God wants us to be. And so the whole book is basically on living that life. So the 4:8 principle, I've loved the number 4 and 8. And guess what? It makes the number 12. And y'all know in my marriage, everything revolves around the number 12, right? So that's why just as little like subliminal reminders on your 2020 sheet. Oh, where did the 2020 sheet go? I think I lost it. Oh, well, I'll just pull it up again. Just little subliminal reminders. So, oh, look, there's an 8. Oh, look, there's a 4. If you want to be a red star, 8 IPAs in a week or 4 IPAs in a week, even the number of faces that we're tracking, if you do 8 in a week, oh my gosh, that leads to over 30 in the month. If you do 4 team building connections in a week, that leads to 12 in a month. And that means you'll definitely earn the conference calls, the Zooms, you'll definitely be earning your Bumblebee. So these numbers are not random. And when you chase down 8 faces, when you chase down team building connections, just like what I was saying at the beginning, that is where car driving teams come from. That is where diamond rings comes from. It's from the 8 and the 4. Okay, so let's chase down weekly goals like we chase down all the rest of the things. Okay, last little share would be what's different about the digital sharing. So up here at the end of the week, bff.net.in/2020. I hope you guys get excited about this. Okay, so I'm gonna screen share from my phone. Okay, so this can be a quick link. Let me see how I can do this. Are you guys looking? Okay, wait, screen. Yay. Okay, so here's my home screen. I'm gonna go to Google in the middle. And we're gonna have Kelly do this in a second from an iPhone because it's a little bit different from an iPhone. But it's really easy to make quick links on your home screen from regular websites, so you don't have to always, hold on. There we go. Okay, bff.net.in/2020. So you can just type it in your web searching, hit search. It goes straight to the submission thing. Okay, so before I fill this out, on an Android, I'm gonna go to the menu button, the top 3 dots on the top right corner. And for me, I have a thing that says add to home screen. And so you can change the name. I'm just gonna call it 2020. And then I'm gonna add it. And my phone says, if I touch it and hold it, I can put it where I want, or if I put add automatically, it'll just throw it somewhere on my phone. So I usually touch it and hold it. And then I'm gonna move it over to my Mary Kay folder. Ooh, hold on. Okay, so in my Mary Kay folder, now you can see it. So now I have a quick link, and so every Sunday, I can go and click on 2020, and it'll take me straight there. And let me walk through, and then I'll have Kelly show how to save this on an iPhone. But you guys, when you have your sheet in front of you, or let's say you are so anti-sheet and you just scribbled stuff on a notebook paper, I don't know, whatever, but you did something, you're still gonna get credit. But look at how easy this is. You put your name, how many new selling bookings you had, how many faces you saw, how many team building connections, what were your total sales before tax, and how many income producing activities. Okay, so that's super easy to transfer from your sheet. But then look at this, so excited. MK Bucks, they're back. You can earn MK bucks to get big girl prizes, right, at our auction. And so you don't ever have to remember it. Here it all is, okay? So you're gonna get, and you have to do a little bit of math, but I know you can do it. So you're gonna add it on your own. You get 20 bucks automatically for submitting this scoreboard on Sunday. Okay, so it's the Sunday scoreboard. So get 20 bucks for submitting on Sunday. If you had 4 to 7, look at, we're focusing on 4 and 8. We're making it easy. 4 to 7 faces is 40 bucks. 8 or more faces in the week is 80. The reasoning behind this is, if you're at 3 faces, I hope that gives you a little incentive to get in 1 more face for the week, right? Because you ain't getting MK bucks for 3, but you'll get 40 MK bucks for 4. Here's a fun little thing too. Well, I'll get back to that, this other link. Then your sales. If you had a $400 week, you're gonna, or more, you'll get 40 MK bucks. If you had an $800 week or more, you'll get 80 MK bucks. Again, if you had a $350 week, I hope that makes you stretch for 4. $10 for every team building connection. And then for your IPAs, 4 to 7 IPAs is 40 bucks, 8 to 14 IPAs is 80, and 15 or more is 160. So that's, then you just add up what yours were, and then you put in the total and hit submit, and you are golden, right? So MK bucks, I don't have to track it anymore. It's all being tracked. And then all of your money adds up, and you have great prizes that we're gonna have a totally fun auction for really cool things. So there's the MK bucks. And the last thing I want to show you is these little links. Let's say you're right here and you're like, oh my gosh, that's right. I did do team building and I haven't shared it yet. I haven't put them in the drawing yet. I am expanding the heart-to-heart giveaway also to hostesses. So if you're in the middle of this and you're like, oh man, I haven't submitted my hostesses or my heart-to-hearts yet, you can click on that link. It'll take you to a whole new tab. Now I haven't finished on the computer. It's literally a different tab. Like, look. Can you see? So I still have 2 different tabs. So I can go to this tab, enter, and then go back to this tab and finish doing my scoreboard and hit submit. Okay, so it doesn't lose your score. But until you hit submit, I don't have any of that info. But in this tab, it's updated hostesses and heart-to-hearts. Okay, make sure you submit separate entries. If someone was a hostess and a heart-to-heart, you need to do this twice for them. So the thank you treasure chest, every time we hit 50, people can get entered up to 2 times, when they host and when they have a heart-to-heart. So those are the prizes still. You put your name, the name of the person that they're doing the drawing, her number. If she's a hostess, type in the date of the party and you're done. If she was a heart-to-heart, put in the date of the heart-to-heart, and then you can answer the following questions about the chat with her. So basically, like, what's appealing, what's holding her back, and then you hit submit. And you are all done. Oh my gosh. So now you guys can do everything all at one time. Your 2020 sheet turns into your MK bucks, turns into your tracking for your hostesses and your heart-to-hearts with little quick click links or whatever. So Kelly, are you able to share from your, used to be 2 Kellys and now there's 1. So I'm not sure what happened. I wonder if that was, oh wait, there she is.
Hello, I'm sorry. I'm in like 2 different meetings at once.
Oh gosh, okay.
I have one for school.
Are you able to share from your phone?
Yes, I'm gonna pretend like I cut out of the meeting by accident. It's all good. All right, I'm joining right now. Okay. I think I had to rejoin with my phone. I think I'm still a co-host, right?
I'll be able to see. I still don't see your other, oh, there you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to share. Hopefully this works. I've never done this before.
Of sharing? You've screen shared before.
Okay, is it working?
Did you hit share?
Yes.
It's not working. You know what? That happened when Cindy had me on as her guest. Do you remember that? That Super Saturday? And I wasn't able to.
All I see is screen recording.
Yeah, it's not sharing your screen. Okay, well, we might have to do something separate for people who have iPhones. But I do know it has to do with that little up arrow coming out of the box. Or why don't you just say verbally what happens?
Okay, I mean, it's super easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so all you have to do is the link. You have to copy and paste the link into Safari. You can't use like Google Chrome or another browser on your iPhone. It has to be from Safari. So if you do bff.net.in/share and type that into Safari or copy and paste it from somewhere. I got to do it as I'm walking through. All right, so once you're in Safari, I don't know if you can see it, there'll be a little like square with an arrow. You click that, and then from there, if you scroll down a little bit, one of these options is add to home screen. So you click add to home screen, and then this will pop up and you can change the name of it, and then you just hit add in the top corner, and then it'll add as an app, and then you can drag it around into a folder. So that's it. Oh, I can't hear you, Gina.
Gina, we can't hear you. Where are you? There's even two of you, and we can't hear either of you. It doesn't show you're muted.
No, that's funny.
Can't hear you.
Nope.
You've got a yellow box around you.